Hi, this is Dr. Neil O'Connor for the China Sourcing Academy, co-founder of China Sourcing Academy. I just want to take you through how the website works. Let's dive in to see what you get when you join as a free member. So let's log in. Of course, we're logging in under my name at the moment. And you can register for a free account. It's very easy. Register. And then immediately you get access to the following. So we're going to bring you to the dashboard that you get to see when you join as a free member. Okay, when you join as a free member, what we're interested in is clicking on my account, then my courses. Okay, we'll click on my account, my courses. Now if you click on bronze, it will ask you to actually join as a bronze level, but now all you have to do is go down to my account and you click on account details, and hopefully it's going to bring us to the dashboard, and this is where we want to show you what you get as a free member. So let's here we are, we're in my account. We've got to my account by clicking on my courses, then bronze level, then we've clicked on my account again, and then we come straight to a dashboard. And hello Neil O'Connor for me, and then for you as a free member. So this is what you get as a free member. First of all, you're going to get the sourcing crash course. Next, you're going to get must-read articles about sourcing in China, 100 central blog posts. After that, there are video tutorial trailers. In other words, you actually get to see Mike and you get to see me in action. So you actually get to get a sample, see a sample of Mike teaching you and a sample of me teaching you. Next, you have live interviews, and they were recorded at the trade shows in 2015, so they're not out of date. And these are interviews with other professionals in the area, asking them questions about tricks and tips that you need to know to save your time, to save you from the scams and losing money. And then finally, we have a factory visit. We have an actual video from a factory visit that I undertook in China in November 2015, and so we'll get to do that. Now, it's possibly an upgrade. Next, you go to bronze or silver after that. Of course, course access library. You won't be able to access that as a free member, but let's have a look at the free content, what we got. We got the China Sourcing Crash Course. Let's click on that now, shall we? And so when we click on the China Sourcing Crash Course, we have the following. There's video 1 of 9, how to find suppliers in China. Then we have video 2 of 9, how to verify and evaluate suppliers in China. Then we have 3 of 9, how to negotiate with China's suppliers. Then we have 4 of 9, project management and quality control. Then we have 5 of 9, how to protect intellectual property. 6 of 9, how to organize logistics when importing from China. 7 from 9, we have how to avoid scams when buying overseas or online. It's very important for a lot of people now. And 8 of 9, how to return defective merchandise to China. And 9 of 9, how to resolve a dispute with a Chinese company. And I can assure you, watching these 9 videos will actually bring you up to speed in a very, very short time. Now, of course, this is a crash course. This is something that we really give to the free members. We want you to watch and to appreciate how much effort that Mike and myself have spent in making sure that you get it right the first time, and you save time, you save money. Now, of course, let's go back to what else we get in for the free members. Okay, free content for members, must-read articles about sourcing from China. We have 100 central blog posts by Mike Bellamy. These are the topics covered, from general sourcing scams in China, intellectual property, supply evaluation, logistics, source insurance, more topics, that's ethics, middlemen, business formations, more order issues, labor rates, engineering, compliance. So there's a lot of posts here. You can click and you can download this and then take it back, put it on your computer, put it on your iPad, put it on your smartphone and read this as your leisure. Maybe you read it on your flight across to China. By the time you've read all these blog posts, you'll be in a much better position to make the right decisions when you're over here. Okay, what else do you get as a free member? So we've got tutorial video trailers. So we've got part 1. And these are video lesson previews. So they only go for about 1 minute each, but you actually get to see Mike and how he is teaching you in 8 different areas. So there's part 1. Now we can go to part 2 of the dashboard. Part 2, and these are short videos of modules part 2. And so what we've got here is further videos of mic, but again, they only go for about 1 minute each, so you can actually get to see what is actually teaching you in the lessons. So let's go back to free content again. Wow, there's a lot of free content in here. We get the live interviews. So this is where I get to shine. Well, I'm not sure, but you see it for yourself, where I've actually got to speak to Robert from Asia Quality Focus. I speak to Simon. He actually works with Passage Maker, which is one of Mike Bellamy's companies. Again, there's Simon again, part 1 and part 2. We get to talk with Salvador. He's actually one of the sourcing agents for Passage Maker, again, Mike's company. We get to speak to Godfrey. He's from Asia Quality Focus. It's a separate company that we can put you in touch with if you're interested in getting quality assurance checks on your production in China. Then we have a live interview with Isabel from Pivot 88A. It's a separate company. We don't get a commission from showing them, but here is what Isabel is showing us, and this is when you get into a larger operation with suppliers. They've got a complete application here where you can actually get real-time information on the audit of the factory, on the process that the factory is going through in making your product by checking on your iPad, and you have someone at the other end in the factory actually filling that out, so you know where the auditor is at every step in the process of auditing your product through the manufacturing process. So there's some of the videos there that will open your eyes to trips and tips that you need to know when you're actually hiring different sourcing agents, quality control agents, for looking after your sourcing in China. Now there's some other live interviews there, part 1 and part 2. With the part 2, we actually have Charles Kermis, who is a seasoned buyer in this area, and I've actually had the wonderful chance to interview and ask him and pick his brains while he's going through the trade show. You actually get to watch these interviews and watch Charles through the trade show, what questions to ask, how to actually pick out a good supplier, bad supplier, knowing who is who, and also for particular products like Wi-Fi cameras, what are the questions you should be asking, who is who. So there's several videos there of interviewing with Charles, and that's also available for free members. Well, what else is available for free members? Well, in the end, we've not only got 9 videos by Mike in terms of a crash course. Not only have we got 100 blog posts, not only do we have previews of Mike's videos, not only do we have videos of me with the various sourcing agents that you can hire in China, not only do we have videos of me with a seasoned buyer and Charles Kermis going through the trade show, but you also actually get to see a factory in action. And this is one of the 15 factories that I've had the chance to visit in the last 3 months. And actual factory right from the start. And this is a self-balanced scooter manufacturer where you actually get to see me going through the assembly line and asking the right questions that you should be asking. So that's me right at the start looking at some of the products. This is for Shenzhen Freeman Intelligent Power Company. We can just stop that because now we walk across to the factory. Now we go into the factory, and here we're looking at one of their assembly lines where they're actually making the batteries that actually go into one of the remote security devices used for accessing bank accounts in China. And so this is a highly intelligent battery manufacturing company. What you are going to realize is that what happens in China is that companies don't decide to make self-balanced scooters from scratch. They're always making something, but then they find, well, we make batteries, so now we need to make a product to put the batteries in. And so maybe Freeman have decided that, well, we make batteries, that's our core business, but now we're going to make balanced scooters to put these batteries in. Now these are batteries, what I'm showing you here, these are batteries that go into the security device to access bank accounts securely in China. But we can go to another video where we actually show other parts of the Freeman assembly, and this is where they're actually making the hoverboard, and we're actually in there and we're talking to the production manager right here, and he's actually showing us a little device they put in the hoverboard to stop it from overheating, because a lot of the hoverboards have been catching on fire, and so this device actually cuts out all the power once the temperature gets to 70 degrees Celsius, which is pretty hot actually. And notice that he's actually got an anti-static band on his wrist, so you can see that he's actually following the standard operating procedure for a high quality manufacturer, where they care about every little part of the process. You also notice when you go through this factory, the other parts, not only the anti-static bands of the factory, but also now you see there's a vacuum suction that's actually sucking away the fumes that come out from the soldering, and that's a very important thing when you are thinking about the environmentally friendliness and the human resource management of the factory. And that's very important because you want to know that the factory is going to be around in months, not only months but years to come. They care about their employees, so that's another indicator that that's a good factory to source from. So there's a lot of these little things that you'll pick up as you watch and go through this video. Now of course you don't just want to watch me checking out the self-balance scooter, but also you can actually now see them assembling the scooter in front of you now, and then you can watch that as we take you through the assembly process of making the scooter. And what's really interesting, what you don't see as a free member, is that in the actual paid member section will actually show you other factories, and you can actually compare for yourself the difference between the different factories and actually get to start to understand what makes a good factory. And you can watch these videos and actually come back to me through email and ask any questions that you have about, is this a good factory to source from yourself, and we can have that conversation. And so by going through and actually watching a real factory, you're developing the confidence yourself to know what to look for when you're in a factory. And visiting a factory is always recommended, especially once you start to have tens of thousands of US dollars in orders. You want to visit the factory. That you cannot just order directly from the trade show floor. So there we have it. There we have it. All the options that we are given out as a free member. We've got the crash course, we have this 100 essential blog posts, we have the tutorial video trailers, part 1, part 2, we have the live interviews, we have part 1, part 2, and we have the factory visits visiting the self-balance scooter manufacturer. And that's what you get as free content for members. And I can tell you that once you go to the library, there's actually even more videos and lessons to learn for your sourcing growth in China. So there we have it. This is Neil O'Connor for China Sourcing Academy. We welcome you as a free member. Please come and join us to make your sourcing a successful one, to save your time, to save you from the traps, to give you the tips to make your sourcing a successful one. Catch you in the China Sourcing Academy. Thank you.